Hello everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Vesta Angels Tarot. This is going to be your reading for your 420 day to the Tower and the Hangman. Some of y'all are feeling very stuck. Had a great day today. Um, hey, do what you do, okay? My question is, how does a religious holiday fall on the same day that we nationalized in some type of way or recognized in some type of way as an addiction day? Now, it sure did come out in a reading last night, so if you didn't take a look at that, make sure you go and watch that. As I was shuffling, we had about two or three addiction cards. Obsession. Y'all know I watch Supernatural. So Crowley, right? The Crowley card, not sponsored and alleged, came out. So it was very, very well known in the reading about addictions. Because yesterday reading was for your holiday day today. So I hope everybody is well with the Tower card here. Some of you are really lit and blaze with the lightning and the fire coming off of the Tower here. Some of y'all really got your house smoked out, you know, a area smoked out. So you got a person hanging upside down from a tree, and then you got smoke coming off the tower. I can't make this up. All right. But what I also realized is that one of my children's birthday is tomorrow. Uh-huh. She will be turning 20. I know what she will be turning, but not the baby, but this is my other daughter. I believe she will be turning 24 tomorrow. So, happy solar return to her. All right, let's just see what comes out. For the people who do not know, I follow Vedic Sidereal or Jasti, so we are officially in Aries season. Not only on my channel, but on other people's channel that you watch for tarot, you will constantly see for the next 30 days up until May 15th, see the Emperor card to come out. Okay? Because that's is officially where the sun is highlighted, where it is, the first house of Aries. If you are tropical western, then I'm not quite sure if you're saying that y'all already are in Taurus. I'm not quite sure, but for Vedic Sidereal, Aries is April the 15th through May the 15th, okay? It's just like a 2 week time difference of birthdays. All right, so the past 3 to 4 readings, the Emperor has been showing his face. Um, and I've talked about that in every reading. A lot last night talked about narcissism, somebody with egotistical control issues. This was literally the words that was on the cards. Obsession. Um, yeah. So last night it wasn't weird, but it was something to take very much notice of, okay? Because you don't want anything or anybody or even yourself to be obsessed with anything, because that comes with the price. It always does. And usually the price that a person have to pay is not very good. You may think it's cute and, oh, they so obsessed with me, they love me, they adore me. Yeah, but no. Times like that, it can turn very serious. It's not good for anybody to be obsessed with anything, especially with material things, but very much obviously when it comes to possession or control, right? Um, over emotions and feelings and over another human being. Okay, can be or would be very dangerous. So if you're already seeing red flags, or if you have already acknowledged or need to acknowledge this, Do the best that you can to remove yourself safely. Wait until it's time intuitively to leave. Um, I don't know why I'm saying that, but somebody might need to hear it. Okay. All right. Eight of Swords in reverse. So, coming off of a mind trip. Okay. The World card, Saturn energy, Vedic sidereal. Saturn is in Pisces for the next 2.5 years. Um, so a lot of Pisces right now are getting more structured, are getting more disciplined, are arranging things in their life, materially, emotionally, physically, financially, um, especially when it comes to home and partnership, business ideas, sponsors, sponsorships, um, content, you know, um, because these next 2.5 years is going to be a huge new cycle for you, Pisces. I believe they say that Saturn has not been in Pisces in the last 50 to 100 years or something. I forgot. I said it way back in a reading. Probably was the reading that I did about Saturn goes into Pisces. So make sure you look in my live playlist and check that reading out. I have done Venus goes direct. I have done Mars goes direct. I have done Mercury goes direct. The only thing that I need to do that's coming up is Jupiter that will be moving into Gemini. Um, and that will be around May 17th or so. And then after that, hey, goddess. Hi, Goddess Retrieval. How are you? And then after that, Jupiter will be moving into Gemini. And then after that, Rahu in Ketu will be moving. So it has been in Virgo and Pisces, okay, for the past almost going to be 18 months. And now it would be shifting into Leo and Aquarius. And that's going to be a huge deal, especially when it comes to love, dating, finances, your wishes and dreams. It's going to be a huge change for everybody. Okay, with Rahu and Ketu moving into one of the two best houses that I feel, Aquarius 11th house, and also 5th house of dating, right? Dating, love, romance, content, joy, our children, procreation, the making of a child, traveling, vacation. Um, K2, as you know, is a past life or spiritual energy. So that's going to be very interesting. Okay. Five of Pentacles, we seen that just, I think, night before last. It also was in reverse. King of Wands keep coming out. Not surprised. Um, you can say the King of Wands is Aries energy, but for me, it's more of Sag and Leo. Um, because but remember, all the kings are the emperor. So, you know. But I get more Leo or mostly more Sag off of the King of Wands. Also, I see the Knight of Wands as Sag energy, but that's just me as a reader. But it can be one of the three fire signs. Um, what I do want to say with the Sun, again, being in Aries, first house, it's all about what you desire, okay? And what I mean by what you desire is about your sense of achievement. If you don't desire or you won't desire something long enough or hard enough, then most likely it won't be obtained. Okay. And this how for some of you are looking at these changes that are either on your behalf or by outside circumstances, that you are now focusing or needing to focus more on and getting in control of it. Just because things does happen to us, again, can be by outside circumstances, doesn't mean that it should we should allow it to keep us um, in a very altered state. Remember that this world, our life, is like a game. It literally is. And you are the player. Unfortunately, this is how we have to move about as chess pieces, um, as having no choice but to play this game. And the game is the world itself. No matter how much you want to cuss and fight and fuss and everything like that, you always have to keep trying to, not trying to, but you have to keep maneuvering, okay, in this world as being the player, okay? The world is going to be your op or your opposition, and we always have to stay um, focused and in charge and be able to change. This is why also you see the salamander here. The salamander, as you know, is very adaptable. I don't know if a lot of readers point that out, but anything that's on these cards are very significant. It's not just there just as art. Okay. So the King of Wands is a person that has to be adaptable and flexible to change to the environment. You understand? And this is exactly how not only you, or most of you, or all of us has to do every day. Even if you're married, you have to change and adapt and be flexible to your spouse's wants, needs, desires, um, conversations, negotiations, and things like that, right? Because it is a partnership. Um, Also, maybe some of you may need to do that with dating, depending on how much you're willing to compromise or to be flexible, because you do desire to want to make it work. Also, in your career, right? You have to be flexible in some of our careers and our jobs, for the times that you're available, or you're really not available, but this is how they schedule you, okay? Everybody's got a schedule, even if you're entrepreneurial. You schedule, King of Wands, your own schedule. Okay, well, I'll be at my desk inside of my home, or I'll be researching, or I'll be working on this project or this product, maybe from dusk to dawn or dawn to dusk. Especially with entrepreneurial, you can be working all times of night, but you're wanting to be flexible after what you want to obtain, okay, what you desire. All right, so we got the Empress card here. Now, one of the other readings, the King of Swords came out in the upright. So some of you may have had some type of conversation since then, and I think that was about 2 to 3 days ago. Some of you, um, first thing I see is some of you don't trust a situation or don't trust a person. Um, because some of you may feel that you're not getting everything that you may want from this person as a King of Wands. Maybe you may see, for some of you, this person as too open or too flexible to anything and anybody at this moment of time. Okay. And this why some of you may be deciding to leave this person or quit dating them or to leave a relationship. Um, Really, everything that's here that's in the upright is the world, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. The world is your oyster. Don't they say that in that movie, Scarface? Mm. And it literally is. What you do desire, you can obtain. Um, if you want to go after it, the world card says that you can. It's a lot of financial displacement here. Not quite sure for everybody if it is because of a relationship, or if this is you by yourself, um, that you're looking to uh, be more flexible now and be more adaptable, or seeing that you need to be more adaptable to these changes. Okay, you may not can't be with all these transitionings that's happening as structured as you usually be, because things are fluctuating so much, especially here in the United States. So many laws and things like that are being implemented, changed, taken away, and things like that. So the same rules that you may have lived before or lived by or went by before, you may not be able to continue that, or it may not be there anymore. So keeping the energy of the King of Wands is that you have to be able to adapt. Okay, you got to be able to adapt. It's a new cycle that will be or already is implementing for you, and is very much associated with your finances here. Okay, but I do see that a lot of you are working on this. You're working to get yourself out of it, to get it more stable, and that's good. Okay. All right. Let's see. Relationships in reverse, and no more of the blame game. Setting yourself free, huh? Or somebody is. Setting yourself free for the new new. All right. So I am, or some of you, your new cycle is that you're going to be attracted to people who serve your higher good. Okay. And not just off of desire, attraction, having a good time. You're flexible, you're open, because the King of Wands can be that, but the King of Wands is very creative. You are a person, or you will be more of a person creatively, that you are figuring things out. Okay, you are figuring things out when it comes to the process of, in this world, your life challenges and things like that. Um, if you were or are having a good time dating somebody, you know, or you have maybe been celibate also with the Empress here in reverse. Things will be changing for you. Also can be motherhood, um, becoming a spouse, or having a new dating partner. So we got the blame game in reverse. Somebody's not taking responsibility for their well-being. That could be you, or it could be somebody else. Hmm. If this is somebody that you can be like, hey, I can't wait around for you. I'm a King of Wands. Whether you're a divine feminine, or, especially if you're a divine feminine, you're about to be more in your King of Wands masculine energy. Okay? And if you are a masculine as a King of Wands, then your challenge here as the world would be that you're looking for more nurturing, caring relationship, less of the blame game. You're looking for connection. You're looking for an empress energy to be in your life. No more of the um, quick fire and desire type of relationships, one night stands, going out all the time, spending a lot of money type of things. You want also masculines. You're looking for somebody a lot more truthful. Even if you like the same sex, I do have two kings here. You know, coming out of adversity, that especially the Five of Pentacles here. We can't blame anything that goes wrong with our finances except for ourselves. Okay? If you make the money, then you should know how to budget it and know what to spend it on. You can't always keep buying everything as the King of Wands energy. Staying in style, got the latest shoes, driving the latest car, um, paying for VIP everywhere, going out to eat, going out to bars, buying out the bar with the world card. So, watching your money, watching your finances, watching your budget also. Okay. Humor in reverse. Some of you with Saturn could be in your first house, and the King of Swords here in reverse. It seems like, a lot of things that were a bit humorous, funny, you could be getting a lot more serious, okay? Um, because the King of Swords is in reverse. So the King of Swords is not finding something particularly very funny. It could be something somebody said, a conversation that you had with somebody, words that was said to you maybe by a supervisor, a manager, a boss. You could have also got some serious information from a doctor, um, a relationship therapist or counselor. For some of you, also could be your mom or parents if they are still here. And we got envy. Knowing that you are not the same as everybody, and we all got different challenges. Okay? And somebody here may not truly understand that and maybe try to blame you uh, for not talking to them. Maybe you're in an energy right now that you're doing more for yourself, especially with the sun being in Aries' first house. That is about your appearance, your personality, your persona, you as a soul, as a spirit. A lot of people could be very much about self right now, and some people may be taking that as adversity, as you're trying to isolate them, you know, that you're trying to cause relationship issues, whether it's love or platonic, or even issues at your job. You may say, well, hey, it's time for me to get off, it's time for me to get off. But usually you may be a person that stays, to continue to help or something like that. And they may try to, feel like you always used to stay. What's wrong now? It's just like you want to pay more attention to yourself right now, okay? Empathy. Not having empathy or a lack of empathy. Somebody also can find something not very funny or not in a very good mood. Being or acting very envious. This also can be you, and you're realizing also with the world card here that any challenges that you may have right now, it's not the fault or the cause of anybody else. It's all about self. And the sun being in the first house will be that type of recognizing. Okay? It will be that type of recognizing of self. You look the way you look because that's the way you want to look. Some of you could be changing also your appearance. You could be lacking empathy right now. Maybe for some of you, not really wanting to conversate. Not really thinking about the past, thinking more about your future. Also, not being very nostalgic right now. Unconditional love, self love, and wholeness, affection, and attraction. That love card actually came out in reverse. This one also did. This is the picture. Okay, not looking at pictures, not missing you, or you're not missing somebody. Like I said, not feeling nostalgic and not making new memories. The dragonfly is lighthearted. See that word adapt? That's what I kept talking about. The King of Wands energy. Being able to be flexible and adaptable. Finding out and changing whatever needs communication or information it is. Finding it out and changing and doing something about it. Because the King of Wands energy will take initiative. Things coming to light and healing a situation. Okay. This is why the love card is in reverse. Um, I do feel that some of you are practicing selfishness right now, and I just told you why. Because the sun is officially in Aries house. Somebody also could be acting this way towards you, and you may find it, empathic. You may want to blame them, but it's really nothing to blame. Now, if they were acting a hole way before April the 15th, then that's something different. Okay, but key on a ring, many options, unconventional, one night stand, and string it along. I did just mention that to you though with the King of Wands here. Let's not get it misconstrued because the King of Wands can also or is a bachelor. Okay, so somebody here may just became or is about to become a bachelor, leaving this Empress energy in reverse behind, cutting off conversation. Also, could have been a lot of financial challenges that this person was left with, dealing with this person in this relationship. We got the girl on a snake card last night, charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. You know, even though it's a girl with a snake, it could be man with a snake. Okay, like I said, the King of Wands can be very charming. They also sometimes will use people or a person. Um, and they will be or can be very enabling. But whether this is you or somebody else, somebody does have options here. Okay. And they are not wanting to either be codependent, and this is why they're going to remain single, or this is why you are wanting to remain single but date. Okay. Because you don't want anybody to be codependent on you. hmm It is some boundaries here. This is why the World card is here that you need to establish. This also could be some of you are not thinking about somebody from the past anymore. You have really came far from nostalgic memories, attitude, and demeanor. We got partying, time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment with the blowing kisses card in reverse. So somebody here definitely is becoming single. This could be you or somebody else. If you are, or if this is already happening and you're dating somebody, um, you may not really want to commit to this person. Maybe you like them. Hey, David Nuez, how are you? I ain't seen you in a while. I hope everything is good for you. But you may, for some of you, you may have blowed this person a kiss. You may have also had an intimate time with them. But you could be saying with the World card here, you want to keep your options open right now. It could have been conversational words that was exchanged that maybe kind of turned you left about this person. You can't afford to be empathetic. You've been there, done that. You've learned the lesson with this World card here. I do see that you want conditional love. This is why the Ace of Cups is here. Okay. Um, but I feel that you're being or acting or your persona, it also could be that the sun is highlighting because it's in first house of Aries, that you want to keep options and that you want to kind of like party. Okay. And that you're maybe using somebody for intimate connections or you're just using somebody for partying tactics. uh you use them to blow them a kiss for a short amount of time and now you want to remain single. This also could be vice versa. I see you want love, but whatever this is, it may not be this particular love. Okay. Now I don't know who that's for. um Maybe for some of you, this could be something that's coming up that you don't know what I'm talking about. This also could be when you go on vacation or travel. Maybe you are about to attend some type of event or party. You know, a lot of people have been partying today for 420. So maybe some of you was out with friends, you know, um, you could have encountered a one night stand or somebody did by using their charm, but it was no love though. What is this? The mirror in reverse. It's still a lot of introspection that needs to happen. Let me throw out some oracles and see for y'all what's going on here before I let y'all go. This didn't really need to be too serious, too in depth. Um, this was more like an energy check in. Somebody, like I said, may feel that you are partying or have plenty of options, that you don't or not looking for commitment. Um, and this is why some of you may be coming across very lighthearted and a lack of empathy, you know, for the situation or for them anymore. But you really are displaying more of the energy of being unconventional. That's why I say that Rahu is about to move into 11th house of Aquarius. And Aquarius are very known to be categorized as being unconventional. Okay. Um, and then, like I said, the partying card, K2 will be moving into Leo. So this can be a glimpse into how things are going to change. Could be suddenly. But like I said, power moves with the Emperor energy. Okay. Because somebody could be, you know, wanting power over this situation or thinking that their charm or using you is keeping them in power in some type of way. I don't know. All right. So keep faith. Every event that you experience with every person you meet will put you in your path, has been put in your path for a reason. Maybe for you to recognize that you're losing your power, that you need to gain your power back, that you need to choose power and take control. This also can be a sudden, a quick, all of a sudden wake up call. Or this also can be an acknowledgement, an epiphany that strikes you. That somebody's trying to have power moves over you. Girl with a snake. Because the lightning is striking the ocean waves. Okay, so somebody may try to make a power move on you too. Don't have to be a lover, could be a friend. The at card won't, um, it's stuck to my hand, so that wants to come out. See there, self. First house. Hmm. Love yourself first, always, right? Go within. When you invest more energy into developing your spiritual life, the outer world begins to take care of itself. And that's exactly what I said in the beginning. The world will always take care of itself. It may not be the way that you prefer, that you like, um, worse or better, okay? But the world is going to be the world. And your job is to remain connected to yourself, put yourself first, um, and to see about yourself, okay? Take care of your feelings and emotions. Some of you, you may have learned some serious lessons about being so empathetic or having so much empathy, because it always leads you back to self. Because every time, a lot of times that people be so empathetic or have so much empathy for people and their situations, you know, they need money, they need rent money, they need light bill money, they need help to get some food and things like that. It always backfires because you cannot live that person's journey. That person has to take initiative, um, and do what they need to do for their life journey. You can be empathetic or have empathy a whole year, every day out of the year, but it still won't help change that person's situation because they have to do self. Okay? They have to do self. You could put somebody, you could put a homeless person into a house and pay the rent up for a whole year. Fill the cupboards and the refrigerator up with all type of stuff. Give them a $5,000 wardrobe. You know what they're gonna do? Go stay out in the streets because it was given to them. They did not do it for self. Just like you can't change anybody. You can't turn a person into a romantic, unconditional, loving person. They have to want to be empathetic or to have empathy, to bring their self out of adversity. They have to want to be an unconditional, nurturing, caring, loving person. Just because you get into a relationship with them, don't make them that. They have to change that for self. Some of y'all understand what I mean, okay? So right now it's telling you also to remain and keep your options open. But it is time for you to act, or somebody is going to act on feelings and emotions, words, conversation, and or information that has been kept or submerged or kept away from you. All right. So charge forward when you combine action with unwavering faith, and the faith card is right here. The power of grace is going to meet your needs, but you're going to have to charge forward. Again, this is why the King of Wands is here. Say what you need to say it with power, stay in your power, set your boundaries. Um, don't be used. Some of you are very charming, okay? Some of you could be using your charm to get things that you want, but be very careful with that, okay? For every choice, there is a reaction. So choose wisely, right? What other type of oracle card can I leave with y'all? We do have Mars in the fourth house, so it is going to be um, people that are could be coming in and out your house, moving around, moving things around, physically moving. Mars is a very active, energetic action energy. Uh, Fourth house of Cancer is your home, your sense of stability, uh, feeling safe and comfortable. So it could be a lot of action that will be or can be taking place in your fourth house. Also, that is transportation, traveling. Okay, so Jupiter. So I guess the next reading is going to be a Jupiter that goes to Gemini. I was gonna wait till May got here to do it, but we're gonna do that. But like I said, Jupiter moving into the third house of Gemini is also when a person could be more uh, enabling to be a little bit more committed. Okay, so especially in conversation, let's just say it that way. The blessings, good fortune, the granting of, learn, teach, be positive, grow, and expansion. So I did tell you April the 30th is a great auspicious time for King of Wands energy, especially if you are a very creative person. The time now is to act. Anything as a product or project that you have been keeping under wraps, you need to get back to work on it. It's time for the growth and the expansion on it. Um, don't let your feelings get in the way. Keep your faith. Keep working on yourself. Keep being lighthearted and inspired. Okay, staying inspired to take action. You are going to find out something emotionally. Also, could be a conversation or how somebody feel about you, or you may be telling somebody how you feel about them. And it could be that you're saying that you just want to remain single. No harm done, nothing about you. It's just that maybe some of you may say that you're feeling strung along by this person. They could be, you know, a very active person, come across like they can't sit still, could be also very into exercise or working out, also can be very muscular or very shapely in the body. They could dress very nice, be very attractive, be also very handsome. They also could have a lot of people that like them, but that don't mean necessarily that they like them. But they could have a lot of admirers also as the King of Wands, whether they're masculine or divine feminine. Okay? But if this is this person, I do feel that they want to be single actually. Okay, but they do have feelings. So the King of Wands catching feelings is the King of Wands is about to turn into the King of Cups. You got me? All right. So stay tuned for the next reading. I hope everybody had a safe day. Still happy holidays to you. Merry Easter. Happy Easter for the people who still practice that holiday. And I will see y'all in the next one.